My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Slay the Spire 2. Alright, Silent, it is time for you to show me what this lead paperweight does. Automation. Every 10 cards you draw gain an energy. Hey, Silent, do you think you can draw cards for me? I don't know if that's a thing you're interested in doing. I'm gonna take a upgrade 3 path, and then I get to decide whether or not I want to make it an upgrade 4 with 2 elites, or just upgrade 3 and then dive out at the end. I also get a pretty early shop. I'll take the shop after a question mark, just in case I get a curse in the question mark I need to remove. Automations are not really going to do too much in this fight. Good thing I could defend that turn. Thank you, Silent, for being silent. And there we go. Yeah, no, it was. I was about to say, there we go. That's the end, but it wasn't. And then it was. Reflex. If I discard that card, I draw 2 cards. Super useful. And here I'll get an automation out. The fight's going to go long enough. Hell, we might even get to trigger Reflex. Actually, we do. Survivor is in the same hand as Reflex next turn. We get to save 1 HP with the automation that turn, and finish the fight. Speedster. Whenever you draw a card during your turn, deal 2 damage to all enemies. I mean, I'm gonna have to take like a real weird path here, but if I get draw, if I can... Ooh, finesse. Thank you. If I can just get, like... If I can just get, like, a couple bridging pieces, we are so close to a deck that is really, really, really stupid. Next hand's gonna suck. I should probably take someone off the board. I'm not going to. I want to be able to split. Take Leaf Slime down next turn if the front line's not attacking. Front line is attacking. Well, at least Triple Strike means I get to take both of them down. Probably the least bad it could have been for me. Cunning Potion, Piercing Whale. Pinpoint's also really good damage for a deck that's playing a lot of skills and a lot of draw. Neutralize needs to be upgraded. I need an additional turn of weakness on the enemies. This fight is a strange one. I will use any resources to nullify this fight. I don't want to have to be here. So, Cunning Potion is 18 damage in a bottle. 18 means I can take out Axe Raider in the front line. And I could also drop the Speedster on board. Speedster is only going to do 1 damage in the next... 2 damage AoE in the next cycle. So that doesn't seem especially effective. Tracker Raider is not going to do any damage in the next cycle if I neutralize them. So I feel like you're the least threatening. Crossbow Raider is probably the next most threatening on this board. Okay, so... Crossbow, defend... Cunning Potion takes Crossbow Raider out because it will be defended and also aggressive next turn. Piercing Whale saves us here as well. Frees up full hand worth of damage. Can't take anyone out, but I can prevent the Tracker Raider from doing 9 damage with a single neutralize, which is pretty effective. And I'll set you up for execution later. If I only had to take 4 damage this turn, that's pretty good. Great. And the rest of this fight should just resolve. Woof. That's not the rest of the fight just resolving. That's 8 HP damage to me. Backflip. Thank you. We're getting real close to the right density in this deck. Colors pot. Colors plot. Colors cut. Odd. Omni Slice for some directed AoE or another. I don't need another automation. Another automation would be good. Another automation is not. I'm taking it. Don't ever. Don't ever. Don't ever. I need the automations both upgraded so that they are easier to play in the first cycle, and then they're energy positive so that I can use the next. Hey, pair giving us 10 HP, and then I rest after that for a higher percentage, or for a percentage of a higher amount of HP. I don't guarantee having a shot next, so I'll take Join Forces here. My damage is really bad for this. I might have to just take like a real bad turn in order to get Speedster out. Yeah, like this. I need those cards to accomplish something for us. Definitely not going for the elite after this, by the way. That was wishful thinking. Okay, thank you for giving me these slimes in the deck. They allow me to draw cards. I don't know if you know this, but I like doing that. Got to get weaken on Flyconid, way more important. Woo! Oh, look at all that additional energy. Gotta love that. And 1 acrobatics. I don't need any of these. They actually make our deck worse. Yeah, I was a little worried that might be the case. Automation Speedster Backflip. I kind of just have to do that. Thankfully, we also got the Finesse. Weaken one of you. Defend. Oh boy. Can I have another backflip, please? I really want another backflip, please. Also, a Piercing Whale earlier in the draw cycle would be nice. I don't think it's worth taking Noxious Fumes. Maybe a follow-through of the Source of Weaken, but it would require an upgrade. No. No. 29 HP. Maybe if I was still on 40. You know what? I kind of want to... I'm not going to, because I think Powder Demise is also going to be really important in the Phantom fight, but I kind of want to drop it on Flyconid here. Damn it. I learned pretty recently that Speedster is the only way I have enough damage to finish this fight. Heck, I had the Weaken and Piercing Well that turn. At the end of each of its turns. Alright, so I can't even use that for the kill, and I'm 2 HP away from dead now. Neutralize through Reflex. Okay. Yeah. Also, I definitely had lethal that turn. Fruit juice. More max HP. I don't know if this is enough to do it. Let's take a tag throw. This one's 1000%. Fruit juice. Rest. If I can get out of this and, like, pick up a card related to draw at all, like, everything transforms. That said, I do recognize I'm pretty unlikely to make it off of this floor. Get this right. Automation, Speedster, and Survivor in the same hand. That's about as good as it gets, me being able to set up easily. That's a lot of damage. Thankfully, I've got the enemy consistently weakened. At least at the moment. Okay, I can reflex and I'll still have enough energy to double defend this turn. Which is important because I need to be able to get back to weaken, as well as like a bunch of defense. Otherwise, I die just right now. We didn't get back to enough defense. Or weaken. Alright. Okay. I knew that was likely to be the case. I didn't really put damage in this deck except for Speedster. I knew that was almost certainly going to be the case. But imagine, just imagine, if we'd survived. It's not like Noxious Fumes, by the way, like, would have solved that. But Noxious Fumes would have... It would have done like 10 damage over the course of that fight. Like, it wouldn't have had time. Okay. Again, I'm gonna take a Tuli, I guess. Yeah. I'll be using Silver Crucible here in the opening in order to get upgraded cards. Hopefully one of these events also offers us cards. I like when I get the Curled Up Worm event. It offers you a colorless card reward. That card reward being upgraded is huge. Colorless cards rock. Ugh! I just made a mistake. I should have triple struck that turn and finished the fight rather than taking 1 damage. I think I should take a Deadly Poison. I know footwork. I know footwork good. But remember what we just did was not take damage and then die? I got an elite on this path. I gotta get some damage, otherwise I'm gonna die. This isn't... Okay, this isn't a question mark room. Good. I don't want those questions wasted. I don't want it to be exposed, but I'll take exposed because it has the ability to give us the ability to... it allows us to remove the artifact from enemies, so I have the ability to poison them. Like the Mecha Knight, in particular, comes to mind. Let's upgrade the Neutralize, especially considering we don't otherwise get an upgrade before the first Elite, so that'll save us a lot of HP. Get him. I want Tactician badly, but it's probably just backflip. Anyway, I took the Tactician. I'll end up with some way to discard that. I just hope it's not too heavy for me to carry it around for a while. I mean, if I was going to fish oil, I should have done it at the top of the fight, and I definitely want to do it in the next fight instead. This is a hard pull fight. It showed up early as well. I guess I didn't take any defense. Yeah, maybe if I had the backflip, this would be completely different. And Tropic Brew is a huge pick. And I mean, I'll take Untouchable, but I really do need something to help me discard those. We'll Fish Oil at the top of this for a Strengthen the Dex, and then also, I'm going to Vuln Pot you so that we can try and race you down a bit. Let's use that Attack Pot too. Better to go for Flick Flack. You might have noticed that my mouth said one thing and my hands said another. Now, when I was speaking about that Flick Flack, this is the one that says Flick Flack. Really important for us to have an AoE card in this deck if we're going to have to deal with the Frog Parasite later. Untouchable and Deadly Poison. Sadly, we've got a decent amount of infections in here already. But thankfully, I don't have to take that 20 damage. And we've still got Flick Flack in the draw pile. Also, when the enemy dies to poison, they die halfway through their turn. So you get a stun turn to fight all these Wrigglers, which is huge. Great. Happy we're able to take one of them down. That's bad, though. Flick Flack is one of the bottom two cards of the deck, which means I'm going to cycle this Infection deck twice, and I'm going to see the AoE card that I specifically drafted from a potion once. Oh boy, we may not end up surviving this battle at this rate. I need to draw lethal this turn, or I... Alright. Well! There you go, we got him! I have 1 health. Mummified Hand, though. Whenever people play, oh, a random card in hand costs 0 for the rest of the turn. I'll take Backflip for the defensive sake of it all. Now I need to take 0 damage in this fight, which isn't going to happen. And I'm gonna die. So 4, 9, great. 1, 2. Gotta take out that Inklet next turn, so I don't have to deal with its damage. Alright, now I'm dead. Well. Yeah. I'm taking, even when I can upgrade like a card at the very start, I keep thinking of the speculative value of the cards, and then I draft a deck that speculatively would be really, really good if I could survive, but there's no chance I'm surviving because I didn't choose any cards that would help me do that. So how do we resolve a problem like that? There's a path with a late shop. Only 1 necessary elite. So many question marks, though. Alright. And I'll cut a defend instead of a strike. How about that? Tend this deck a little aggressive. Single strike takes down the front line. Hopefully I get that into defend. Beautiful. Perfect defense. Not something you're very commonly capable of, but if it's going to be as anyone, it's going to be as a silent because you have both Neutralize and Survivor in the base deck helping you along. And 1 more damage for you. Flick Flack, Dash, and Dagger Spray. Give me the Flick Flack. I learned my lesson. Great. Not perfect damage the next turn, but doesn't have to be. As long as I can full defend the next. This one's the weaken turn. I'll actively take 1 damage here to end the fight. Shouldn't have done it. Shouldn't have done it. The enemy has 2 attack turns and then a defend buff turn. I should just be taking account of that. I want that ricochet for early damage. Also because it helps me additionally just choose to invest in discard cards, knowing that those also have an offensive potential in the deck. Okay. Strangle, Piercing Whale, Dash. I kind of want to take a single copy of Dash just to help us. Maybe I end up taking an Elite if I upgrade that Dash. You know, like, that's exactly when you want Dash. 10 damage to you, 10 defense to me. And again. 7, 12, short. Alright, I'll trip defend and block pot for 9 HP savings. You butt. 1 damage short of the kill this turn, so I have to take 5 damage. Snakebite, Dagger Throw, and Sucker Punch. We take Dagger Throw as both damage and also card cycle. I'm gonna upgrade the dash. I'll lose 8 max HP and gain the Centennial Puzzle. The first time we lose HP each combat, draw 3 cards. We do have a shop later in this act. I don't need to pick up money this early, but if I do take the money, I probably dodge this elite and then that next. Well, okay, I'm not taking 2 elites without a rest between them. I did forget that there was no rest. Ooh. That's a great opportunity. I will heal and upgrade Neutralize for an extra turn of weakness. Miniature Cannon, upgraded to attack, deal 3 additional damage, which is huge for Ricochet, which when upgraded will deal 6 damage 5 times, 30 damage for 0 energy if you discard it. Okay, Dagger Throw through Ricochet. And then double defend, yeah, we've got weaken turns up in the future. You'll be fine. Yeah, weaken dash, actually. We just get to go aggressive the entire time. Hell yeah. I'm walking out of this fight surprisingly healthy. Mazzle's Gift, gain a ritual. Pen Nib. Every 10th attack plays for double damage. And acrobatics. We got it. We have secured the acrobatics. I'm going to upgrade the Ricochet in order to trigger the... Oh my god, the miniature cannon. You know what? I'm going to enchant the attack as well. So now it's 8 damage 5 times. It does 40 damage. And that's every time it's played, by the way. That's not just like once. Not a one-off. Acro, yeah, we just neutralize. Defend. We want to over-defend because of the constrict on this, doing 3 damage at the end of each turn. Acro through Ricochet. So good. I think there'd be an argument to taking an expertise in this deck. We could discard down to enough that expertise is worthwhile draw. Come on! Tent! Whoa! Is it early enough to take a Ghost Seed? No. Tracking is here. Tracking is all of the scaling I could possibly ask for. Dang. I did want Ghost Seed. Strikes and defends, gain Ethereal, and then just let them all burn out. Let them all burn! But that tracking cut a strike. Yeah, we don't take a blow there. Dagger Spray, though. Dagger Spray upgraded, especially with the miniature cannon in the deck, is really useful. I'll take that. I also need... I need Dagger Spray upgraded for the AoE next floor. That's such an important tool. It does 9 damage twice to all enemies, so it's such an important tool for helping us take care of the cockroaches. I know they're not called cockroaches. I do not remember their actual name, though. 1, 2, 3. Double damage on our next attack, so we use the biggest one we can, which is just a flick-flack. It's really unfortunate, because I have to play that tracking this turn. No choice. Ow. Neutralize. And then I'll do 16 damage by 5 to you. You have a turn of stun, during which I will dash for 32 damage and strike for another 12. Unfortunately, I don't know any of the cards in my draw pile here. Best I can do is a single defend this turn. Unfortunately, I know the enemy's getting aggressive next turn, so we are literally in, like... Okay, great. We're literally in the period of, like, I kill thee next turn or I lose. And it turned out we killed! Gigantification potion, the next attack you play deals triple damage. I love the idea of that, and tracking, and ricochet. Assassinate. Giving us innate vulnerability is huge for us.
Pity you don't remember all my generosity. Yeah, you know how Meow is. Well, let's get you equipped for that final showdown or whatever.
Dusty Tome. 3 turns, Dusty Tome's nice. And I do want to be really aggressive. Yeah, no, it's that. What's our path, though? These paths suck. Like 1 rest? My best line is 1 elite, 2 rests. Alright. Thank you for the tome. One. 2. 3. And then I survive through ricochet to deal 16 damage by 5. Piercing Wail's a great defensive tool here. I do not care for a speed pot. I'm gonna drop that Wraith Form and just wait for my AoE, please. That's certainly some of it. And that'll do the rest of it. Dash, Poison Stab, Expertise. No need to take those if they're not upgraded here, I don't think. Two, 3, and then discard the Ricochet to do double damage. And on top of Vulnerability, that's a kill. Bottle Potential. Shuffle all your cards into raw pile, draw 5. I mean, it's not good to... Do I take another Piercing Wail here? With Wraith Form? No. Bottle Potential's good, but I think I want these for more instantaneous fight-ending situations. The tracking needs to be upgraded so I can play it without having to groan every time about how much it costs. Yeah, if I aggro this turn, I draw into Wraith Form and don't play it. Yeah. So now I've basically got 2 turns to do all the damage I need. Oh! Ricochet. Yeah, Ricochet. Then... attack it through there. Strike. I don't have weakness set up on Obscura. Okay, now I do. I'll strike. Expertise. There we go. Dagger Spray has enough damage for it. Memento Mori, Sucker Punch, and Dagger Throw. There's a little part of me that wants to take that Sucker Punch. Slightly more access to weak, but that's the worst weak access that exists. Here's where the potions get used as well. Probably not Mazalith's. That's for a boss fight, so it's Gigantification Potion to finish the fight here almost certainly. 1, 2, 3. I think I'm better off expertising and then looking for either, like, a discard for the ricochet or... Yeah, there it is. Wraith. I've been liking the turn after Wraith form. I'm drawing 3 cards a lot of the time from the Centennial Puzzle. It's been pretty cool. Dagger Throw plays Flick Flack, not enough to actually hit the enemy for any damage, so it's just play, tracking, drop, Dagger Throw, end the turn. I really want to get to that neutralize. I'll play Dagger Spray first. Woof. I miss both neutralize and ricochet. I guess I'm happy that they're in the same hand together later. Especially because I've got the double damage set up for the ricochet. 32 by 5. So it's double damage from Pen-Nib and double damage from tracking. On top of a ricochet that by base does 8. Sick. Sturdy Clap! Up to 10 block persist between turns. Hell yeah. I have enough discard to take a Tactician, right? I'm certain I do. I'm certain I do. I totally do. Hell yes. Okay, upgrades. Assassinate would like additional turns of vulnerability so I can finish the enemy, and tracking needs to be upgraded as well. Assassinate's in every fight though, so take that first. This is easy. It's just cut a bad move. Blood Vials. Start each combat with 2 extra energy. Sorry. Nope. Start each combat and gain 2 HP. 1. Let's aggro through Tactician. 2, 3, 4. Hell yeah. Entirely unnecessary. Blockbot has appeal, but the thing is, I think I actually get a lot more value out of, like, keeping the Gigantification Potion and just finishing an enemy with it, rather than trying to defend against one. And I do think, again, Mazalith's Ritual is going to be really important for a boss fight. Nope, you can't have Tactician Plus. But, realistically, what can I give you? You can take Piercing Wail. You can take Dagger Throw, but I'll be mad about it. You can take Flick Flack. Obviously, you can take any strike, any defend. No. Fine. I think that's what I need to do with that. Ugh! I always forget that the Decimillipede exists on this floor. God, I hate this guy. It's fine. It's fine. It's very fine. I don't have AoE weaken access, so it doesn't feel like tracking is going to be important for us. Just give me Dagger Spray next turn with Gigantification Potion and Pen-Nib. Let's go. Oh. Okay. 40 damage to all enemies twice. That'll do it. Hey, works out well. Reflex. Slide. Draw 2 cards. Warpaint immediately upgrades it. But yes, that's what I think I need to do in the... Oh, you can't have the miniature cannon, I'm sorry. That's what I think I need to do in the future with respect to that event. Is I need to decide early, before I even, like, persist through the event, I need to decide what I'm willing to lose, because otherwise I find myself consistently in a position of, like, no, that's too good, no, that's too good, no, that's too good. But what if my entire deck is good, and I'm just giving away all of my HP to keep, like, you know, the worst card, but it's still a good card in general? Feels like that's been the case a couple times. Give 100 gold for a random relic. I'm not giving you the miniature cannon. You can't have that Mazalus gift, but I would love some max HP, sure. Oh yeah, you need to go down as soon as it's possible here. Dagger spray, dagger throw. I'm not playing Wraith Form here. I need to keep up damage. Ricochet, kill him. I don't need another Ricochet. The deck being thin is actually really good. I don't have enough discard to take more Sly copies. Untouchable is really good though as well. I desperately want the answer to be here that I can upgrade a card. I'm going to use Mazalus to make sure that I can get through this fight as well. Can't play Wraith Form first cycle. We're probably not even playing it second cycle. Okay. I'm going to take the one less draw. I don't think I can take both Disintegration and the next Disintegration. And I definitely can't take playing fewer cards a turn, so I'll draw one less. Fine. Acro Ricochet is actually incredible here. It'll be Acro, Tactician, then Survivor. Actually, yeah, there's some discard left in the draw pile. I'll Survivor Reflex. Just in case. We did get tracking, but I don't have the weaken for the enemy. There you go. Ricochet for 27 damage 5 times. That's all of the vulnerability gone from the enemy now as well, so... Neutralize, then Dagger Spray for 22 2 times. And Unthinking Expertise for the 5-card draw, and then I just have 1 card to either defend or aggress with. Do I aggro through Reflex? I think so. Yeah, because there is a Tactician in this deck. Which then gives me the ability to Dagger Throw. I think I'd probably just go for the dash, though. It's decent damage. Yeah, I don't want to draw into Wraith Form and not be able to play it. It's decent damage as well. Yeah, there's that Ricochet. Neutralize keeps the weakness up. Great. We managed to get away with the upgrade very easily, as it turns out, as well. Second Assassinate opening hand. Not keen on that. I think I've got enough of my AoE managed that I don't need an Echoing Slash either. Another way to double my damage, I think, might be ridiculous. I might get to, like, quadruple our damage. Sigh at the start of your turn. Gain 7 block. Not bad. I don't think Maul is what I want here. Deals 5 damage twice. Increase the damage of all Maul cards by 1 this combat. If I was going to have more ease upgrading those cards, maybe. Like, maybe if I had the egg. Warhammer. How many elites do I think I'm taking here? I could very safely take 1 elite. How much of the deck is unupgraded? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And how many of them matter to be upgraded? Maximum 2. Okay, this is just going to be Psy. It's not super interesting, sure, but 7 block and retaining 10 block from previous turns, that matters a lot. That gives us a lot of defense when we otherwise wouldn't have had any. I'm going to take a path up to a early shot here to remove a card. Assassinate, Dagger Throw through Tactician. All right. Oh, I didn't get the weaken down. Thankfully, it's still lethal. Vulnerability is actually pretty good there. I may end up keeping that vulnerability potion until the boss fights. Piercing Whale's pretty good here too. Let's tracking before I assassinate though, because I can literally just kill a target. Oh, hang on. That's still true. But I can kill 2 now. One, 2, and then 3. That was just incrementing the pen nib as much as I could before. Whoa, another strangle. Sorry, strangle was the card I was looking at. Another vulnerable pot. I still probably keep it until the very end. Tracking. I'll neutralize you, then assassinate you. And then drop that and defend. Second card I play next turn is played for quad damage. Dagger Spray for 108 to all enemies twice. Multipliers are cool. Power Potion better than a Von Pot take in the end, and don't need those. Another 50% damage up for a card? It has to be for a card that doesn't already have a buff on it. I will put it in the Dagger Spray though, because I think it's ridiculous. I think it's good. I think it's hilarious how well Dagger Spray has been doing. This shop I have enough for a removal. And yeah, that's what we go for. Okay. Ooh. Dagger Spray. Yeah, the weakness here from tracking. Acro through Tactician. Then I could even just naturally play Ricochet if I think it's worth it here. I've got double damage this turn. The enemy's got vulnerability and weakness. That's 48 damage 5 times, and that's without the pen nib. We have another doubling that we're not doubling yet. Tiny mailbox. Whenever you rest, procure a random potion. Shadow Step needs to be 0 cost. Give me a random relic. I think I can do you 300 damage. I think I can do you 300 damage twice. Don't hold me to that. Uh-oh. I haven't drawn any of the cards that do the damage. I'm screwed. I'm literally losing the game right now. Ah. Good thing we got the Shadow Step that turn. Oh. Oops. Well, I lost the Shadow Step double pen nib situation. You're kidding me. 24. I don't have it. I thought I had it. No. I mean, you know, with the right draw, we would have, but with the wrong draw, we wouldn't have. I also don't even think lining up the pen nib appropriately would have changed the outcome, though. It's gotta be draw size. It has to be. I'm gonna take the elite, I think. It's fine. I got double damage multipliers that don't require me to make the enemy comfortable and weak. Okay, I got 2 double damage active at the moment. Dash for 64. Got Wraith Form still left in the cycle, importantly. Can't play it unless I get the Tactician after the acrobatics here. Sadly, just going to have to take the best defensive turn I can there. 15s, so I'm going to be resting before the boss fight. It's not what I was hoping for. I'm not playing Wraithform like this, buddy. Piercing Whale and Neutralize. We now do have Weaken on the enemy, so I've got double damage from both tracking and, and the other source that I can't remember the name of at the moment. I have both of them active. Tracking and Shadow Step. There we go. Beating Remnant, can't lose more than 20 health in a turn, and Storm of Steel. Do I ever draw a large enough hand that Storm of Steel is good? The answer to that question is yes. Yeah, it would be fine. Assassinate, Neutralize, Survivor drops a Flick Flack for double damage to both. And I spread the damage here intentionally, the idea being that if an enemy is about to do any damage to me, I just kill them in response so that they don't. Works pretty well there. Storm Steel that whole hand. Playing a bunch of them as well. And then I'll just shiv the day away until there's no axe spots left. No, that's needed. I will take this rest. Strength bot over Volm. Yes. Yep. We take that. Yeah, so here's the thing. 100% just go straight for the queen. There's no reason I focus on the Torchhead Malcolm. It's just like, I have to set up like everything for the stars to align in order to kill one of you. And basically the damage difference between you is just one double damage. I have access for doubles of damage. I suspect this might be the fight that I need the power potion in more though. No. Oh. Tracking's in the next hand, so I do want to weaken a target that actually cares about it. I'm gonna drop tracking and then acro. That plays reflex. I'm gonna neutralize and Storm of Steel and go straight. I take some damage this turn, but I get blocked with the Beating Remnant for taking all of it. Piercing Whale was ideally the defend that I would have wanted there, but I didn't get it. It's okay, I've got double damage active 2 times this turn. It's probably just Wraithform then, right? Survivor through reflex, withdraw. Nice. Neutralize, dagger throw through. I'm worried maybe the power potion needed to be played way earlier. I really thought we had a much, much more consistent setup here than it appears we do. going to have weaken access next turn, but I do have 2 sources of double damage stacked atop one another. For the second attack, let's dash and then dagger spray. I really don't want to have to weaken the frontliner, but it's the only way I appear to survive here. I'll look at this power potion as well. 4 times damage? 3 times damage. Interesting. Thank you, Piercing Whale. I was desperate that you would show up at the right time. Then I'll cycle, play out a Tactician, and that enables me to play a dash as well. Yeah, we don't block for anything anymore. I know this dooms me, but like I'm doomed if I don't. Shadow Step unfortunately can't play any of those cards. But I'll have double damage next turn. 1 HP remains. That's all you need to win the game, right? I can't even get the double damage up for the ricochet here. We're 1 hit off. 1, 2, and then I play Survivor trying to discard Ricochet and it doesn't work. Ricochet. Hey, that Ricochet and getting this many multipliers active at the same time was great fun. Maybe the Strength Potion at the top of this fight would have helped. Definitely the Power Potion at the top of this fight would have helped. I thought I was going to need the Power Potion in order to survive the length of the next fight. Like, I wasn't just saving it for no reason. I figured I was going to need the Strength Potion to help me get through the first phase before you got too aggressive. And then I figured that with only Wraith Form to defend in the long phases, only Wraith Form and 1 like Piercing Whale realistically to defend in the end phases against that boss, I was going to need the Power Potion to try and help us there. Alas, still a damn fun run, if I do say so myself. Doubling a double of 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 a damage. Turns out to do some good damage. That's a big dagger spray on the second floor. For the moment, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game is being Slay the Spire 2. Top Left is a series playlist for all of my content of the game past, present, future. YouTube recommendations and down below, streaming past the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. Admirable the thank to, and a special thanks this episode to Tristan. Hopefully you all have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully see you all next time.